your event center days, what are those like? Are you starting it from the crack of dawn to the end of time at night?
Well, yeah, and I certainly had it better than anybody in a sense as being an announcer and that kind of thing because I would go to the TVs every 3 weeks or so, and then of course the pay-per-views. But that was I had a normal life. I lived in Stanford. I lived in Norwalk actually, which is 10 minutes away from Stanford from the studios. But the actual process of putting those event centers together was brutal. I mean, we did anywhere from 90 to sometimes over 100 markets. And if anybody,
Woo!
yeah, and if anybody remembers, I would do 3 hits in a show, and each one of those consisted of 3 bridge, like the intro, bridge, tag, and I would have 3 different ones, and every single one of them was different. And I had, there was just too much material, so you couldn't script that. We had a teleprompter, but it was of no use to me because you had to change the venue. It would have taken forever. So I had to ad lib all that stuff. And what I would do is we would use a lot of the same interviews for different markets because they could be used. These guy was going to be in the same place or
Yeah.
whatever. But at the same time, I had to make sure I kept where I was, or whatever the venue was, and you'd refer to that at the beginning and the end, and that would be. I mean, it was just for each show. I mean, it was Superstars, it was Challenge, it was Primetime, it was Spotlight. I did stuff for the UK at the time. That's when they just started doing Sky Television.
Oof.
So it was crazy. By the time Thursday came around, I was wiped out because I would go from the morning to the day. It was just, and then there was a red phone that sat on this desk that I would do all the stuff at, and Howard was in charge of the event center. He kept track of all of the different venues and stuff like that. Howard Finkel, and if one of the guys got hurt, now think about this: if one of them got hurt, and let's say he was scheduled to be in 20 something markets, Howard would call me, the little light would go on, and I knew when that thing beeped, there was something happened, which meant a lot more work for me because I'd have to go back into every one of those markets and change it, whoever they replaced that guy with. And I remember there's video of it, of Howard calling me, and you see me going, mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Howard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really? Really? Okay. And I hang up the phone, and you see, I take the phone and I throw it across the studio because I can't remember it was going to be like, I'm not going home for a long time because this
Yeah.
stuff had to be out. They pumped this stuff out. So it was, I certainly can't complain, but it was the best of both worlds. It was, look at all these things I'm doing. Look at all the places I am. But at the same time, oh, man, did I pay a price for doing it? Because I would just sit in there and just say the same stuff over and over and over again with a different city, a different town, week after week. But it was, look what I got to do. I
And you had
was
a normal
all
life.
over the world. Yeah. And it was a great time.